Hey folks, Levi here once again. Welcome back to another review. Yeah, it's like 10:21 at night. I'm sorry for the late review, but I don't have a job interview till Wednesday. So good news is I probably get some reviews done, and I'd rather just go ahead and do that now. But guys, hope you enjoyed my review of Hellboy. Still on one part, man. And directed by Guillermo del Toro, who directed Blade 2. Hope you enjoyed my review. That is on my channel right now. And folks, just a reminder once again, remember to subscribe to this channel, the one that has the mask profile picture, whenever the darn thing pops up. Sorry, I'm impatient with technology sometimes. Yeah, subscribe to that channel. Yep, and definitely share my channel. Appreciate the sharing. It helps a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Continue. If y'all been watching, my name's Levi McNally. Go to my channel. Every movie I review is my opinion. So there's no facts here. There's just difference of opinion. Don't ever feel afraid to share your opinion with me on a movie. Okay? Never be afraid. You can be honest. If you've seen the film for any movie I review, be honest. You know, we're all adults here. We're all gonna respect each other. Any trolls, any crackheads, you know, you're not welcome here. You'll be deleted and blocked. I'll put it in the title of this movie. You'll be punished that way. But anyway, like I said, I've been doing a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. I've been on the 2000s there of superhero movies from 2000 to 2009, and from the 2004. This film also came out in April. This one turned 20 this year. This is just an underrated movie. This is a Marvel movie, but it is an action film. It's a superhero film, I could say so, but it is a visualizing action film. It stars Thomas Jane and John Travolta, and that is the underrated 2004 film Punisher. Thomas Jane director. I love this movie. Really underrated. Again, really underrated in my opinion. The Punisher. It's held true to its Marvel Comics origin. I agree, maybe not completely, but well, it probably is. Never read the comics. But Thomas Jane is an underrated actor, great actor. I enjoyed him in some movies like The Mist, Deep Blue Sea, The Predator. He was in that, but I thought he was terrible in that. He was also on The Cruelty of Angels, which his performance was awkward in that movie, really weird. But let's just say he's in a better superhero movie here. Now, my favorite Punisher movie is still Dolph Lundgren. I do like him and Dolph Lundgren. If I had to pick a favorite, I'm sorry, I'd go to Dolph Lundgren. Thomas Jane Mirren is a great actor. He's underrated, but I would say Dolph Lundgren is underrated too. Definitely an underrated Punisher. He doesn't wear the skull for the whole movie, folks. So, and it's never bothered me. I don't know why people complain about the skull talking about the '89 movie. It's so stupid. The Punisher's more than that about the skull, and this movie proves that. So does the '89 movie, but this movie goes more into the origin, the backstory, the backstory of the character of Frank Castle, how he becomes the Punisher. John Travolta plays a great villain here. Really good casting here too. Rebecca Romijn in here. But anyway, I'll get more into that details. But yeah, I've always loved this movie. The only Punisher film I don't like is Punisher Warzone with like Ray Stevenson. Never, I've seen that movie one time, and last time I watched it, I did not care for it. Yeah, just I thought it was really lame, in my opinion. But anyway, Punisher Warzone, one day down the road. For now, let's talk about this underrated movie. For the production, now into the Frank Castle character himself. Pretty much the Punisher, his name is Frank Castle. He was a cop. His family was murdered by criminals, and there was no justice done. So he's well known for the skull on his chest. The Punisher has a brutal nature and makes willingness to kill made him in the mainstream. I think his first appearance was in the Amazing Spider-Man comic book, an Amazing Spider-Man comic book. He's obsessed with vengeance. Know that the character Punisher sees the world in very black and white terms. He's almost perfect with utter continually, and that was much any problem when he got hit back hard. Punisher has many weapons, weapons, you know, miniguns, grenades, explosives, you name it. Frank Castle, the character, was in the military, so he did a lot of like 12 ops or something like that in the military. Was a police officer. and the Punisher closing him. But he does have characters who work with him sometimes. But he's a very dark character. So again, just warn you, this movie is not for children. Yeah, it's a Marvel comic book film, but this is not for kids. This film is rated R. Can't see it, but it is rated R for brutal violence, language, and brief nudity. So it's not a kids movie. There's blood, gore, and you die. The Punisher kills. Yes, Frank Capra, he kills his enemies. You know, no, guarantee he'll not live action film when there is. Yeah, he does kill his enemies. So there's blood, gore. There is some nudity in here. You do see some women topless, and the movie does have language, and it can be brutal and bloody. So yeah, don't think of this, but it's not over the top and cartoony like Punisher Warzone is. And 1989 movies are there too, so they're not. This and the Dolph Lundgren one, Punisher film, they're not for kids. So yeah, your kids should not be watching this to the 17-year old. Or, you know, but for production, Marvel Studios began development for a new Punisher film as early as 1997. In 2000, Marvel made a long-term agreement with Issue Entertainment to turn 15 of the characters into films and TV shows. Among the Punisher with Gail Unheard to produce. The Punisher marked Marvel's first major independent release with the company owner respects characters and creative support to lower budgets in exchange for a financial stake in the negative cost. Screenwriter Jonathan Helson signed on in April 2002. The Punisher also became his directing debut. The story and plot were mainly based on two Punisher comic stories, Welcome Back Frank and The Punisher Year One. Helson explained he had to excuse much of the influence from Welcome Back Frank as it would have likely been a 4-hour long film. Before film began, Helson was not given the budget he wanted or needed from the studio. Helson, the director of this film, knew that most of the action pictures got get a budget of around $64 million. He was only given $33 million, with only $50.3 million towards the shooting budget for post production of the film, with only 52 days to shoot, which is half the time for most action pictures. So technically, maybe he didn't have money at the time to do it. And every scene they do each day costs money. The director and the people that make the movie have to get the movie done on time, or the budget can get cut. You know, it can affect the film from being released too. Most of the Hansel's original script had been edited and rewritten many times due to budget issues. According to the DVD commentary, the first scene in the film would have been found set during the Gulf War, but they were unable to film the scene as a result of the budget cuts. Commentary. I'm sure they will. Oh, okay. You do have an audio commentary for director Jonathan Hislop on this DVD. Construction for this movie began in July 2003. A location in Tampa, Florida. Filming finished October 14, 2003 after 52 days of filming. The Florida location was first chosen as the screenwriter Michael French, who advised Marvel and understood that it was be cheap to shoot. They got a lot more for their money in New York, Chicago, as well as wanting to use both the sunny locations and dark international locations of the screenplay. For inspiration, Helson and cinematographer Conrad W. Hall looked at dozens of action films from the 60s, 70s, such as Dirty Harry series, Getaway, Good, Bad, Ugly, The Godfather, and Bunny and Clyde. In an interview, Helson also stated that the film plays homage to Mad Max, William Shakespeare's Othello. While he was inspired by that, the characters were reversed for the film, making the Punisher the instigator of the jealousy which leads to Howard Saint murdering his best friend and wife. After shooting Lionsgate, then known as Lionsgate Films, purchased the movie, Esther, Hazel said that in an interview that the film was distributed on the Lionsgate, that they had nothing to do with the film. Lionsgate never made agreement for the film being made, so it was still with Western Entertainment. During shooting of a fight scene, Jane Lee legitimately stabbed Nash in the collarbone with a fucking butter knife, butterfly knife. After the stunt coordinator forgot to chase the props, Nash did not break character. Continued the scene and accepted cold beer from the crew as celebration. Wow. We'll get to that scene later. The character of Michael Church was originally included in earlier one of the characters of what was exceptionally addressed because of director Jonathan Hislop's disaster for him. Instead, the character Mickey Duca, sorry, serves in the alley of Frank Castle. All right, for the reception of the movie, The Punisher opened in 2,649 theaters and April 16 worldwide 2004, and grossed $13.9 million on its opening weekend. Critic gives it 29% love tomatoes. Roger Ebert gave the film 2 stars. Punisher is so grand and treeless. You wonder if he could hear any such preference from his compliments. I'm not, you know. And one critic said it was like desperately rude and sometimes slightly silly. I'm like, how is it silly? When the President Jennifer is appropriate criticizes Travolta, saying he does nothing to inject fresh life into a film. Every time I disagree with that. John Travolta was great in this movie. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. The critics. It was nominated for some awards. Can't say that it won any, but I love the song "Step Up" by Shining Pool. Good song in the movie. For the merchandising, part of the release in relation was for the movie, and they of course had a James Bond because they had a video game for the movie, which I'll get to the video game real quick. And they had the trailer, the TV spots for the movie, TV spots and trailers. They're marketing, and the marketing tool for a movie. That's how you get the people to go there to see the movie by marketing. It is the main key for a movie, you know, for people to want to see it. But they had the Punisher game. This was on PS2. It is a third-person shooter game, action adventure game. The Punisher is currently a third-person shooter. Frank can play, of course, as the Punisher. Frank can carry up to weapons, including two one-handed weapons, which can be dual with an anytime and one hit or two-handed weapon. These guns can be dual-wielded, but only when surveyed appear from the environment. Frank cannot carry more than one and cannot reload until the ammo is completed. When in close combat, Frank can grab an enemy, taking them as human shield, performing a simple interrogation or one but quick kill. Grabbing enemies can just be thrown through. As Frank kills his enemies, immediate slaughter mode is charged. With the mode activated, Frank gains movement speed, puts his guns away, wielding combat knives, which can be thrown at enemies and to violently dispatch them in close quarters. I guess the movie takes maybe 1 year. The game takes place 1 year. The movie, I've never played the game. But the game features many appearances from other Marvel comic characters such as namely the Avengers like Iron Man and Fury, the Marvel Knights as Black Widow and Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, Bushwhacker, Kingpin, and Bullseye. Yeah, this definitely deserves a sequel in my opinion, but never happened. Lionsgate planned to produce a direct sequel. A rare chairman and CEO of Marvel Studios. The second film would become the fifth Marvel property becoming a sequel. Jonathan, Jonathan Hensley said that he was interested in working on Thomas Jane again for the Punisher 2. Jane said the film for Punisher 2 would have been jizzed off. The project landed in development for 3 years. It failed that the first draft of the script before pulling out. John Doe was talked about the film pulled out due to script quality issues. Rob Zombie was also near to direct a sequel, but never happened. Two interviews, Thomas Jane said that he pulled out of the project due to career differences in the budget of the film being cut. In June 2007, Ford announced that Lexi Alexander replaced Dahl as director, and that Edgar Ray Stevenson will replace him with the role, which you got Punisher Wars on. Then it was rebooted again for a television series with who plays the Punisher in that movie film? John Berlant. Yeah, he plays the Punisher in the Netflix show, which I need to check out. I should probably. I do got Netflix, so I need to give that a watch. But it's still on Netflix, I would think so. For the cast of the movie, we have Thomas Jane as Frank Castle. He's credited as Tom Jane, but I don't call him Thomas Jane because that is his name. As Frank Castle, the Punisher. Like I said, he appeared in films like Deep Blue Sea. I've never seen Boogie Nights, so I've seen his name. I've seen The Mist, and he was in The Predator, which I never liked that movie. Then you have John Travolta, as I was saying. Travolta's been in many movies you remember him from. If I remember from Grease, I never seen, he was in Carrie, Urban Cowboy, Saturday Night Fever. Face Off, he was a villain, Broken Arrow, he was a villain, Deeks, like, Deeks, you're out of your mind. I know, ain't it cool? But yeah, Travolta can play a great villain. The General's Daughter, Hairspray. Travolta's been in a lot of movies. He was cool, but he's one of the best actors out there. Will Payton as Quentin Glass. The only movie I've seen this guy in, can't think of any. Oh yeah, he was in the new Halloween movies, which I didn't care too much about. But I basically remember him from Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington. Roy Scheider, Frank Casino, Roy Scheider. They were Scheider, if y'all remember. Chief Brody from Jaws. Yeah. Laurie Harry as Livia Saint. believe she was no. I'm sorry, wrong actress. Can't think of any other movie. I think she was in the Van Damme movie. Was it came out in 2000s? Derail. Yeah, I didn't care for Derail or Van Damme. Remember not caring for that movie. But all he says I've only seen her in Derail with Van Damme, which I'm Claude Van Damme. Ben Foster as Spatter Dave. Ben Foster plays him. Ben Foster would also go on to be in X Men: The Last Stand, another superhero film. He was in Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg, and I think the movie. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm Hostage with Bruce Willis. Yeah, but he played Warren Warrington, the third Angel, one of the X Men characters in that movie. He definitely did a little more screen time in that film. But Samantha Mathis as Maria Castle. Okay, yeah, she was in Super Mario Brothers, the movie, which I love that movie, so me. She was in Broken Arrow, and she was in American Psycho too. James Cavillani as Bobby Saint, Johnson. Well, he was in Gangster Squad. He was in an episode of NCIS. I think I might remember him in that. Kevin Nash as the Russian. Kevin Nash is a wrestler in real life. What? Okay, yeah. 65 years or the Russian. He's also an enemy, not just the Punisher, but also Spider-Man too. Mark Cullen as Harry Heck. I think he was in the Steven Seagal movie called Kill Switch. I heard that was not a good movie. Uh, Russell Andrews as Jimmy Weeks. Eddie Jimson as Mickey, the one that helps the Punisher, take all the saints, well, secretly. He was in Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, and the Ocean 11 series with George Clooney. War Dogs. John Pinto as Bongo. Oh, yeah, well, he sadly passed away back in 2014. Don't know if I've seen him. He was one of the Bridge of the Earth movies. But Rebecca Romaine, y'all should know her as Mystique from the X Men films. Yeah, from 2000, X2X29, X Men The Last Stand. Yeah, and she made a cameo in X Men First Class. But really good actress. Harrington and Abel said in many interviews that Jane was the person they wanted to play that role. Eric previously pursued Jane for other roles on Marvel Studios. He turned down the Punisher twice. He did not see himself as a superhero actor. Jane said when he asked Stephen to play the Punisher, that they became interested with Aaron sent Tim Furness character. After learning more about the Punisher, he accepted. Jane went to read as many Punisher comics as could finally understand the character, and became a fan of the Punisher in the process. Thomas Jane trained for 6 to 7 months for the United States Stills and gained more than 20 pounds of muscle for the part. So you can imagine he worked out. This film also marks the final production for Ancient Astron Entertainment. Okay. And the film was directed by Jonathan Hills. I can't say his name right. But he was a writer on some movies like Die Hard with a Vengeance, Jumanji, starring the late Robin Williams, Armageddon, starring Bruce Willis the Saint, which I think starred Val Kilmer. And of course, it's a movie, and Welcome to the Jungle. He directed that. I think that was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Was it? Okay, no, it was. I'm sorry. I think it was written by Michael France. He wrote some scripts for some James Bond movies. Uh, let's see. Anyway, he's the best known for writing films for screenplays, writing scripts for films like Cliffhanger, starring Sylvester Stallone, and the James Bond film GoldenEye, and the comic book films like Hope 2003, which I'm sorry that film sucked. Yeah, and The Punisher, another Marvel movie that came out after this, and that was the Fantastic Four, the 2005 version. Sorry, I ate some boneless ones a while ago, so it's kind of skinny to me now. It's based on The Punisher, created by Gary Conway, Rex Anderson, and John Zimmer. Shoot Cena, produced by AVR, which I've heard things about him. He's produced probably a lot of Marvel movies. I've heard, well, of course, when Marvel became a big success, was an executive producer on Blade, the first X-Men movie, Blade 2, which is Spider-Man 2002, Daredevil, Hulk X2, this film, Spider-Man 2, Blade Trinity, Electro. Yeah, a lot of Marvel movies. And he still produces them today. The two new ones coming out that he's going to produce Kraven the Hunter and, of course, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Or I guess be a producer or whatever. But he's been a producer on a lot of movies. I've heard stories about him. Gillen heard, but I'm not going to say anything bad about him. Because I don't know any of that information, so. But Gillen Hurd, she's in this movie. She played in The Terminator, Aliens. She was in Tremors, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Dante's Peak, Clock Stoppers, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Oh, she was an executive producer on those movies. Sorry. Sometimes by Conrad W. Hall. The music is by Carlos Solito. The music is really good in this film. By him, I think, dun, 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 I like the theme for the Punisher. Very great theme, in my opinion. It's just the production company is Reliant Gates Film, Marvel Entertainment. It's just Reliant Gates Films. It was released April 16th, 2004. It's 123 minutes long. The budget to make the movie was $33 million. Box office made $54.7 million worldwide. The reviews were negative though. Despite that, it was somewhat a box office hit. I think it did surpass its budget, so it was not a flop. I wouldn't say it's a flop. Maybe it didn't make a whole bunch of money that they wanted to. I don't know. People just didn't want to see this kind of movie at the time. And it depends on what comes out that year. I say, Spider-Man 2 came out this year. That was like, I think, the most anticipated movie of the year. Because I think I remember that movie was marketed like crazy. But this movie 2 hours and 20 minutes long, but it runs by at a good pace. Go for the plot of the movie. The movie is pretty much the Punisher, Frank Castle, origin story of how he becomes the Punisher. Basically tells his story of how he becomes this character. And basically the plot is that follows FBI agent Frank Castle, played by Thomas Jane, as he transforms into the vengeful Punisher after criminals murder his family, which are the Saints. Howard Saint, played by John Travolta, wanting revenge on him, including his wife and son, and his entire family are murdered. Castle is gravely injured in the attack and believed to be dead by Howard Saint, the criminal who ordered the hit. Following his recovery, Castle becomes a heavily armed vigilante who will stop at nothing to exact revenge. I'm sorry, punishment on on Saint and dismantle his underworld empire and get his revenge and get Howard Saint. And he's going to deliver them some punishment for what they did. That's the plot of the movie in a nutshell for you. Alright. Talk about the movie. Again, underrated film. You know, everyone says about people don't like this movie. I love this film. I think it's great. The best Punisher movie, in my opinion. My favorite is still the Dolph Lundgren. I don't care that this character is more about that. Like I said, in this movie, even though you see the skull right here, he doesn't really skull a whole lot in the movie. I mean, he does, but not all the time. The Warzone, Stevenson has the turtleneck, which I don't like. You know, but more on that crappy film later. Anyway, so the Punisher. I'll talk about the movie. Give my final opinion. I can't recommend any issues I have with it right now, but I'll recommend to that later. Maybe just a few, but not very many minor issues I would say I have with this movie. Anyway, so the story of the movie opens up with Bobby Saint, the son of Howard Saint, and Mickey Dua are meeting with their contact Odie Kirk. He's basically that one. It's Thomas Jane. and they're basically making an army deal about weapons in Florida, and they still doesn't go well. The FBI shows up, says freeze. Uh, Otto pulls up, and this will be spoilers in this review, by the way. So if you ever seen The Punisher, it's starting to change from don't watch this review. Turn the video right now. I don't want you to spoil it for yourself. Otto pulls up the gun, he's trying to make it shot, and the bad guy still freeze, but the shot goes off. Mickey gets down, Mickey gets down, but Bobby is shot and killed. They take their bodies to the morgue. Otto wakes up, and he's actually Frank Castle, who is a police officer, and he's, done undercover work. And Frank is getting ready to retire. Mickey's taken to prison, and Castle was a Delta Force soldier as well. He served in the military, did like 12 ops, you know, was in the military, so he knows how to kill. But the shots were blanks. Frank, celebrates retirement. He's gonna retire with his family. He said, he says, thanks guys for throwing this party for me. He's like, we're gonna do now, Castle. I'll just keep on living, I guess. Thank y'all for the party. Just saying, Castle goodbye. That he wants to retire and, live with his life with his family. They're gonna move. Well, they're gonna go to a family reunion. Then they're gonna move to London, England, just to enjoy the rest of their life together. Belongs with his family. Oh, he goes on his family, gives his wife a kiss, and they she's like, you need to talk to your son. His son, the dog has supposedly saying the dog was good. Like, son, I promise this time we'll be fine. That we'll be okay. We're gonna move. Because they move a lot. Because like this time I'm for real. We're gonna move. Meanwhile, Bobby State is actually going to be the son of the mob boss, who's I guess you could say the big crime lord in the city. In this city, whatever the city's called, I don't know, but he's at the big crime lord. He's pissed off. But they let Mickey out of jail. They beat him up with his right hand man. I forget his name. Quentin Glass. Quentin, who was like his right hand man, his enforcer, like the brother to him. They beat up Mickey and say, "Why did you die? Why didn't you save him?" And Howard saying, "Well, apologies are not accepted." Howard's like, "Gun." Mickey thinks he's dead, but instead he shoots the bodyguard that was supposed to watch him. He's like, "Well, you wouldn't impress you. He wanted to just make you happy." And then Howard shoots him. Just like, "My son didn't impress me." Mm. And he goes to the morgue and he says about his son and tells the cop, the lieutenant or whatever, who is this auto guy who's people know who did this to my son. Well, we can't take the information. I was like, all right, well, John Travolta, Howard says, I'm going to find out a mom. And they do find out information. They do find out that it's Frank Castle. His wife finds out Olivia passes out. But they brought the FBI for information about Otto. They find out his true identity. And tells him that he's Frank Castle, undercover cop, done the undercover work and did 12 ops and was dealt for soldier. And they say, okay, go pay him a visit and kill him. You know, Olivia's like, wait. And Olivia, forgive me for saying this, no pun intended, but she's no saint. She basically says, kill his whole family. Kill him all, his whole family. You heard her, Quentin. And that's what they go set out to do. And they tell him that we see part of their Castle and his families in Puerto Rico. They sell him for snowballing, I think you call it. Hanging out with his dad, played by Roy Scheider. Chief Brody himself. They spend time with the family. Roy Scheider says, I'm so happy and proud to have you, all of my family, and let y'all here. I love all of you. And Frank has like, love you too, Pop, and everyone's like, love you, and happy. And he's telling his wife that they're going to be happy together, that they're blessed. They share a kiss. And he thinks that they cry love. And the next day, he talks to his son a little bit, and they go party with the family for the reunion. They go out to party in this reunion, and Frank's wife and son decide to go. Maria, I think her name was Maria. Forget the son's name, but they just go look for seashells, and they find crabs or whatever on the beach. They found like a stingray or something like that. But anyway, Quentin and Bobby's brother show up for revenge with the men. They sneak up on them. They have machine guns and stuff. You know, Frank goes to his father, senior, Roshiner, telling him about his guns. And all of a sudden they hear a shot. His mother gets, he's like, Mom. And they start to kill. This guy start shooting at him. And right away, Castle Senior, Roshiner, they pull out shotguns, rifles, and gives it to Frank and they load it up. I mean, Castle's wife and son, they're hiding like under a boat shed or whatever. That's got like a net on the boat. They're hiding. And the whole family's getting killed. They kill families. They blow it. They just waste them. Kill all of them. They try to sneak up to Castle's father's house or whatever. One breaks in and Castle shoots him. Shoots the one guy. The guy goes hide behind the grill. The grill has a propane tank. Castle shoots the tank. Even Roy Schreiner, just a few badass moments. But sadly, he doesn't last long. They go out to fight these guys. His father gets shot by this one guy. And he's got a goatee and, kind of bushy hair a little bit, a little longer than mine. But he shoots him. He fights him down, knocks him out, doesn't kill him, stabs him in the face with a knife. And this one guy tries to choke him, but his father, for Striker, with his last breath, stabs the guy with a knife, kills him. And Castle can't even say goodbye to his own father or his mother or his parents because they're dead. But he doesn't have time to, he knocks the guy out, and his wife and son are in danger. They're trying to run from these guys. They're getting shot at. They're getting in a truck. The bad guys go after them. Quentin and Bobby Saint's son, Bobby's brother go after them. Start shooting them. They shoot the tires out. They break the car. Bobby's son get out and ask for help. They try to make it to the pier, but then we're starting their boat to escape. But this is like a long dock, and they can't make it. You can't really outrun a car, you know. And they get run over. And Castle comes in a shotgun. He's like, "Oh yeah, Marie," some yelling and seeing his dad crying over about. You know, it was sad. I can't do it. Frank Castle, Thomas Jane did a great job with his performance as well, of his emotion and crying. And when the back's over here, he starts shooting him. To they're eventually able to, I guess, hit him or whatever, or they shoot him back. They shoot both times. Castle goes out, and Bobby's brother. Yeah, Bobby's brother, who looks like, you know, same actor. His brother, same actor by the way, beat him up. He gives him casual cup, on the face, gives him a few punches. He pushes him, pushes him over the dock, and he lands into these boats. Quentin, you know, Howard Saint's other son says this, you know, my regards for my mother and father, and shoots him nearly in the heart, but misses actually, as he's still alive. But Quentin puts gas in around there, there's gas, and he just does more of it, lights it up. Frank Risley it blows up. This is just a movie. It's not real. In real life, if you're around a bunch of gasoline tanks and you get fire control, you're probably gonna die mostly if you're on that. But Risley, he survives the water. He's able to swim away, passes out. I actually thinking Casper's dead. And then there's a local man, well, who's like a medicine man, or this voodoo. It's like Casper's thinking he nurses him back in help for like a couple months. And they go back to Howard, telling him that the job's been done. He's like, good. They celebrate a few drinks. Howard does some business while he orders Quentin to dance with his wife Olivia. Sees them dancing. He always somewhat maybe suspects that they have a thing for each other. Just suspects it, doesn't really know it, but thinks they might. That's just what the version I get from Howard. You know, again, Sean Travolta's a great villain. He's not. He can be over the top, really and get at being over the top when he's a villain. But in this movie, he's very calm, cool, collective. Unless he loses his mind or just smack, just kind of lose it. But he doesn't. And as the Saints celebrate, they talk to Mickey and they shoot Mickey like crap for bathroom. He's just their lackey. Um, but Castle gets out of the coma, gets better. He's able to walk. He gets these all his father's guns, and he's like, he's a. I guess little man knows he's gonna get. It's like he said, maybe God will be with you, Frank Castle. Maybe Castle's like, he's like, God's gonna set this one out. Goes back to the city. Prepares to get some guns, and he sets up guns like in bar, like on the table, where he can just, like push a button on it, like this, and gun pop out. And he's got like an arsenal. And the people he stays with, these two young outcasts named Dave Bumbo and Joanne, who are. But then he starts his own mission of revenge. And what Frank does is he goes after Mickey because Mickey knows that Mickey's like, "Look, you're dead, I killed you." But he tortures him. He's like, "Tell me what you know about Howard Sane, about his businesses and all that." He's like, "I don't know anything, honest." He's scared. He's like, he's got this blowtorch, and he's covering his eyes with a mask, the mask with a blindfold. He torches with a mic and he's, sorry, that was just hilarious. And then he puts that from his mouth. He's like, he tells Castle hates the Saints. He despises them. He's like, well, if you help me, we'll be rid of them forever. I want to take out the Saints. So he tells them about their businesses. Well, what Howard Saint does. Like, by the time he goes golfing during the day, Olivia that she goes hangs out with friends. She goes hang out with friends, goes to the movies, and Quentin sometimes does his own stuff too. So he learns about them. So he starts by gaining revenge by following them and planning things. Like he's able to set up that not Frank, but Quentin is gay. I think a gay man because yeah, it's weird him kissing a man like I don't really see that, but it's just briefly. He takes a picture of it, calls Quentin, using the disguise voice on the phone, saying I want 5,000 of them, send you those pictures, blackmail you, whatever. Quentin shows up, but he knows what time the Saints are coming in, what time Olivia's coming in. He gets steals her car, is able to give her a ticket from this hotel, and is able to send Quentin to the same hotel with Olivia's car, making it seem like they have an affair, which builds up a little later. Yeah, along with the help of Mickey, and then later on, he sabotages Saint's money laundering business. He has a laundry business. He works for these Toretto's, I think their name was, you know, they own like a hooker bar or whatever for these bar of topless women. And, gambling, illegal gambling and illegal drug money, I guess you could say. Billions of dollars that he makes off his business, Howard Saint does. So he's basically going to screw with him on that. He's going to run his business first. Yeah, he can walk in and shoot him, but I think he just wants to ruin his life first. His Saint might be too powerful. He just I think Castle figures he has to go into his organization to ruin it one by one, and then when he does, he'll get Saint himself. He'll start some real punishment. But anyway, I like when he walks into there, he sneaks up, the trucks they have, punches knock two guys out. He's able to get a pass card to get into the building. Some guys, eating out of a pan, eating like beans or whatever, or chili. So he picks up the chili, throws it in the face. Now the guy, points the gun, like this. It's money in the bag now. Excuse me. And the guy tells Castle, "What's up? You know whose money this is? This is Howard Stance. He's gonna fuck your life up." And Castle's like, "He's already fucked my life up." He's like, "Come, throw the money all of it outside." He's like, "Seriously, shh, do it." And so they do it. People are happy. They say, "This is like the same like those places. This fallen money goes." Uh-huh. And the Toretto sees him, and he comes to threaten him, and he's like, I got more money than I can do more harm than you know. So screw it. He's like, this ain't even a real Cuban cigar. And when they figure out Castle's alive, because I forgot to mention earlier, Castle got his tombstone and put it on Howard's golf course. And Howard's like, we're gonna help this man. He wants to die. We're gonna help him do that. But then when say, he messes with the money, launders his money. And there's also again where he blows up where his son is on a boat. He sees this bomb where all the money's on it, and he just jumps out into the water, blows up, and he sees Castle just standing there and walking away. And he basically just wants him dead. Right. Howard sends these two assassins to kill him. One is the guy with the guitar. But they try to talk to Castle first. Dave, Bombo, and Joanne. And that Castle's been drinking a lot. Otherwise, that will help defense. And Castle, you see him having these memories of his family, of his torture, you know, losing his family really did damage to his mind. He said he's crazy in the head. Castle wants to die, or like a glorious death, or plans to commit suicide afterwards. Yeah, that's how dark this film is. Castle doesn't care, if he dies. But anyway, go into stuff like, that you can make good memories too. And I'm sorry, we were sorry about your family. Because I would, did you know them? And they said no. And you could possibly know. I think he said something like that. But they're in the, I guess she's in a coffee shop. He's sitting there drinking coffee. He's eating some food, breakfast, I guess. Castle, forgot to mention, he's got this cool car, like a Ford Gran Torino car. I guess it is. With a picture of the car. Well, anyway, it's a cool car. And this guy shows up with a guitar. Castle thinks that he's going to kill him. You know, Freddy gets his gun out because he pulls something out of his guitar. He sings this song to him. He's like, I know you, but I don't know you to get your name. I was like, well, I'm going to sing that song at your funeral. Castle waits for the British Guards to drive past it. Then he sees this car, like Gran Torino, drive past, or maybe just wrong, Grand Thousand Mile. It's the guy with the guitar, gets his machine gun. Castle pushes his butt. His car he gets like these, it's, metal parts that he can use to protect himself. It works. Castle's able to get away. But the guy wrecks his car. He's like, you one stupid boy. And he's about to shoot Castle. You running after the knife is actually kind of like, he clicks it, and knife comes out and stabs the guy in the throat. And Castle gets up from his injury. And the guy's name is Harry Heck. And then the second one is the Russian. But before the Russian comes, Dave, Combo, and Joanne, they wanted to eat with them because earlier she had her ex-boyfriend try to abuse her. She had a knife, and he punches Dave a little bit. He's like, "Hey, get out of here!" And he tries to, he tries to come up and act tough to Castle, but Castle punches him real good, hits him with a knife. You should have a hope, and gets him, drags his ass out of there. But they set up dinner for him to thank him, and they say, it's not Thanksgiving, but we'll say what we're thankful for. And my reaction to Castle was funny because Castle says, "Thanks for dinner," and like some things like so appreciate it. Like they're about to have a moment where they're maybe going to kiss, but still Castle lost the love of his life. He's not looking for anybody else. I guess he's like, I'm the guy I'm looking for. Good in there. Chris is going up. He's not really. He thinks this might be them again. Want to talk to him. Show him problem. But it's the Russian. It's wrestler Kevin Nash. Clever Kevin Nash. That's when you get this scene. Hmm. He did such a big thing. Frank Castle tries to even stab him, which was a real knife, by the way. Well, it's right here, and he's like this, smiling. Sorry. Dang it. When he takes a stab at him, doesn't work. Yeah, he bleeds, of course. He's at Castle, Castle by the throat. So big punch grabs like a, so whatever, up on the ball, with this piece of wood, hits him in the head with it. As ever knocking out, the guy pushes him around, beats his ass, kind of like he tries to throw a grenade at him, but the Russian, like a baseball, hits the grenade back at him. Because he picks up this crossbar, he jumps on the tail, he survives, but is injured. Guy beats him more up, and Joanne and Bumbo and Dave don't know what's going on. They're dancing, they're having fun until they break in the door and scream, and he grabs this pot that has food in it, boiling hot, throws it in Russian's face, and he's like, got a burnt scar face, yeah, and yes, he knocks him down and breaks his neck, or, he crushes the Russian's head, kills him, and he's like, he stands up, says, I'm fine, but he's not, and then his friend passes out, so they check on his injuries and stuff, yeah, because he's like this, all blooded up and stuff. So they help him. So he helps him out. Quentin and the men show up. They ask Dave Bumble what the men are. He has a conversation with Dave. Grabs this pair of pilers. Yeah, he's got piercings right here in his mouth, and his ear, and his right here. So he starts pulling out torches, like torches to watch. And he's like, later, he asks him, "Why would you do that for me? He's your friend, man, your family." He tells him, "Get him to a hospital." Because realizing that this time needs to come to an end, he says, "Go have a final showdown with Saint." They leave this man to have to kill Frank. He gets this paper cutter, this machete. Frank has a machete. Well, it's that he's ready for him. Sneaks up on him, hits him in the head with a knife up to his head right here, kills him. He's like, wait, you just gonna kill them all? And then what? I don't know. He's like, this gonna end tonight. And he is able to, he calls Quentin again, tells him, as this guy's always told him, he's raising money up to $10,000. He's gonna buy a picture of him kissing the man. And he's able to get Olivia's car again, you know, and tells Mickey you're on, and Mickey goes tell him, this is your wife's parking tickets on this hotel, and he asks for his friend that was Quentin at. Quentin goes up to that hotel. This guy's like, actually, he's like, go fuck yourself. Lily says that, and Howard thinks he's finding evidence that Quentin and Olivia are sleeping together behind his back. Feeling betrayed, goes to Quentin. He finds the on Quentin's bed, and Howard finds out and goes to his house angry. He starts telling the story, kicks on furniture that, I can't do this dialogue because Jekyll was straight to this dialogue. He's like, you betrayed me. He's like, what? And he cuts him like, how are you planning on? And he grabs him. He's like, tells him, Howard, don't do this. I didn't do this. Like, my brother, my right hand and force. I'm attractive, man. And then stabs him, kills his own friend. And they wrap him up in a sheet to go bury him. Olivia comes home, dumps off her stuff. He's like, what the hell is going on? She's saying, why are you doing this? He's like, you and Quentin and He's like, she's like, no, Howard Quentin's like, so yeah, I don't like one man has one, but Howard Stern is that kind of man to do that because he's that insane. Takes her to this train station. He's like, "Oh, that's where you belong because you're a whore." And he's like, gives her a kiss, one last kiss, and picks her up and throws her on on the train station, well, on the train, on the railroad where the train goes. She can't get up and move. The train comes and she gets hit, killed. His son asks him, where's mom at? She had to take the train. Where's Quentin at? He's all wrapped up in things. And that twisted dark sense of humor, I know. Frank then attacks Saint's Club, gets ready to. He has this dialogue I like, this narration, saying, I can't really say it, but I will say at the end of it, he's like, this isn't vengeance. This isn't vengeance. This is punishment. And you see him stand up with his skull, It's basically a bulletproof vest with a skull on it, which is really cool. And like I said, Castle has explosive grenades too, not just guns. But he's also got bow and arrow, which you see in the beginning, but he does use it one part in this movie, starting where, one of Saint's clubs, Saint goes to his club's off business to offer 50 grand to, or more to a man who kills Frank Castle. Castle uses the bow and arrow to kill one guy, stabs him, with the bow and arrow, and the guy in the stomach breaks and, you know, jumps him. The bow and arrow hits the guy in the neck, killing him. And I forgot to mention, he puts all these explosives and bombs around the area, all these covers, which he's saving for Howard Saint, by the way. But anyway, he sneaks in there, kills the guy with her. He's like, they said, we need more guns up here. And he's like, okay, coming right up. Yeah. And he, sneaks up there quietly with his machine gun. One goes in, he stabs the guy in the throat, stabs the guy. The slug explodes up, the bomb goes off. Howard Saint just get out of there. He has a few quick shots with the guy. He's got a bullet press when he shoot him, doesn't feel the pain. Pow, 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 shooting the guy down. Saint nearly escapes. Leaves his son to die. Like his son's trapped on a desk. Well, Cannon falls on him. He's trying to reach for the gun. He's like, here's this explosive. He ties this explosive to the ceiling. He's like, so you can't leave me like this. But I forgot to mention the guy that kills his father. He gets revenge on this guy. He fights him. He shoots him in the gun the gun with shoots his foot off. Stabs him a couple times. Stabs his arm. Oh, a little bit. And they're saying, and gets final revenge. He puts a knife in there. So if you know, and Walter was like, and Saint's just walks, and it's just General Wilson is injured and walk away. He's like, Howard Saint, Howard Saint. And like this, he's like, you killed my family. And Howard's like, well, you killed my son. Oh, and Howard's, or they're gonna have a gun show down. But of course, Castle wants to get those gun faster. So he pops him. But Howard's like, he's like, and now my revenge is complete. Tell me you get punished. Tells him what the car, able to get the car to drive, I guess, neutral to the cars where he puts all these explosives. He's like, blows it up. It says like, suffering's very slowly, getting on fire, and eventually dies in the explosion, of course. But then you see the sign of, I'm sitting here, but it's the sign of the Punisher from the explosion. It was really cool. Kind of reminded me of the movie of The Crow a little bit, the first Crow, you know, or Daredevil when Joe at the Alamo, throws the lighter, you know, the fire, that's Daredevil sign, which is cool. Anyway, so with his revenge complete, he begins to kill, gets his Colt 44 or whatever you want to call it, to kill himself, but thinks of his family and realizes that he just needs to live. He thinks of the good memories he had with Joan, who told him about that, and he tells her, he's like, you'll know about me. He's going to continue being the Punisher. He remembers about, continue his vigilante mission against others. He leaves some Howard, Joe says, well, which paper should I look at? The newspaper's like, look at the obituary. He's like, I left some, he leaves them money, like millions of dollars for them. The final scene is nice sunshine in the Skyward Bridge. Frank delivers a short monologue with Thomas Jane, the Punisher, with Frank Castle saying at the end of the narration saying, those who do evil to others, killers and rapists, psychos and sadists, will come to know me well. Frank Castle is dead. Call me the Punisher. And the movie ends there with Step Up song going on. And that's the Punisher. Thomas Jane. And that's the end of the film. See if I can some quotes from this movie really quick. Shit. I'll leave this description of intent, so no one could be confused one. Sebius Passum. Oh, sorry. Two, Frank Castle is dead. He died with his family. When he gets ready to go into World 3, war with a final war, final climax with the bad guys at the end, with Howard saying, there, in certain extreme situations, laws equivocating. In order to shame equivocity, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive. It's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment. But I thought it's go Castle go get gosh, I said this one out. I have work to do. Read your newspaper every day and you'll understand which section, which rules, you know, when he goes to the cop saying, what's the report for? 2000, whatever. Cass says, obviously upset. This police detective tells him, he's like upset. As soon as that word, he used to get upset when I got a flat tire when the plane was delayed. He used to get upset when the Yankees won the series. So if that's what upset means, what am I feeling now? If you know the word, tell me because I know. Alright, guys. No, that's Howard Saint, you took everything from me. You killed my son. Both of them. You know who this one is? You know doing this with Howard Saint. He's gonna fuck your up. He's already fucked. I made you kill your best friend. I made you kill your wife. Oh God. Now I killed you. But I remember most of the dialogue already from this movie. Alright guys, well, give my final thing on the Punisher real quick. So the Punisher this one comes with Tom Shane. I love this movie. Such an underrated film. You know, I love the story. The story is really good. I love the story about the Punisher's origins. And Frank Castle is a good man. He's just a good cop as well, a good family man. And his family, his entire family gets murdered, including his wife and son. And you can see, you follow his journey, you understand why he is doing what he's doing. He was, these Howard Saint is a great villain. John Travolta we thought was fantastic in this movie. One of his best roles, in my opinion. You know, Howard Saint is a madman, a mob boss, but but a dangerous villain because he only cares for money and power. And he's a guy that's all about loyalty. And if you were not loyal to him, he will bury you. You know, kill you right away without hesitation. You know, and the guy who plays Clinton, even though him being gay was, I don't care much for that. But the movie doesn't go strong in detail about that. It's not like the day of 2024 where they really go into more into that. They don't really here, thank goodness. But still, the film has good action when it's there. I like the fight with Kevin Nash. That was my favorite fight scene in the movie. And the action scene with gunshots, very practical and bloody. Yes, this movie likes it and bloody, like somebody stabbing on a knife or stabs or shoots death with an arrow. Yeah, this movie does have blood and gore in it here. It is a regular film. This is an action film. It's a kids movie. Superhero movies not action movies, but the Punisher films, the one, especially the one with Thomas Jane and Double Hundred, they are action movies. Or even Blade, Blade One and Two, I would say are action films, like horror movies, but I would consider them action films. Yes, they are because they're rated R, and these are Punisher is the kind of character. The Punisher, he will punish you. He will kill you. He doesn't. He's not like Spider-Man. He don't tell jokes. He's very serious. He's very dark. He's very much of a loner. Likes to work alone. If he kills the bad guys, he's not gonna arrest you. He's gonna shoot you. He's gonna punish you. He's gonna make sure you're dead. You know, and he will punish you, and he will. You know, he's a character that doesn't mess around. He is an anti-hero, but he doesn't go around killing people that are good. People that are good, kind-hearted people like Joanne. Which is like his relationship with Joanne Dave and you know, I forget the guy's name. but they kind of become like a little bit of a family for him. Bumbo, Bumbo and Joanne and Davey, they're like a family for him. They're like they bring a lot of humor to the movie, especially the scene when I forget mentioned when he comes back home after doing something like setting up the Saints, and they're watching him. Bubba falls over him, like falling on top of on Dave's back. And he's like, "Hi." That was funny. Like, oh my god, he's killing someone. That was funny. And then dancing, Bubba, jump down the seat the balls. Him singing. That brought some good comedy to the movie. You can still have humor in a movie like this. It's fine. But the action scenes are good. The story good. Jonathan Helmich, he should have. I wish that we had a Punisher too. But I guess the film it did make money, but just not a ton of money. But the script was good. It's definitely better than Hulk 2003 because I care more about Thomas Jane. His acting is good. Yeah, really underrated actor. Production is good. Cinematography, the editing is good. Music score is really good. It feels like an updated Western. Rather than, dun, 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 I can't do it right. But I know the theme if I know it. But the music score, the editing, cinematography, the film does look great. You feel that dark grittiness to it. But when there's humor, especially with Mickey, the humor works. Yeah, the action is well shot. It's not a cartoon. No, it's bloody and brutal. That's what I want. I don't want over the top cartooniness like we got with Warzone. And a great performance by Thomas Jane and Dolph Lundgren in the movie as well. I don't care. This movie is more so it's about the character, the man that lost his family, just for doing his job. And he didn't even attempt to kill the son. The son got killed by accident because the bad guys don't want to get up. The SWAT team just took him out, did their jobs. But that wasn't on Thomas Jane. It wasn't on Frank Castle. But you do feel bad for him and see why he goes the way he does. And they did good with the origin story with the Punisher. Punisher 2, probably see more of this guy in action, and that would have been awesome. But it didn't happen, unfortunately. Instead, we got Warzone. Yeah, yeah. That was such a great film. But yeah. But the cast I thought was great. John Travolta I thought was great. The one that played Livia, the one that played Frank Castle's wife, that's from Super Mario Brothers. She was good in here. And from Golden Hero. Roy Scheider, late Roy Scheider. He was great here too for his time in the movie. Good cast. The pacing is really good too for 2 hours 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Goes by a good pace. It's just telling you the word story. So there's a lot of things you got to fill in. You got to have a good origin story. You got to make me care about the lead, and the lead was great, and the villains were great too. I do say this is better than Hellboy. Hellboy could have used a lot more work on its storytelling a little bit, especially with the villains. But this film had definitely better villains, in my opinion, and very memorable villains, and a memorable hero. You know, yeah, and a good music score. Now, my problems, I do wish the film had a bit more action in it. I get it, it's about the story, but I did want a little more action there. I didn't mind the Punisher setting him up. I actually liked that aspect, him setting him up, him taking down Kuban one, but a little more action could have been nice, a little more bad guys. If him fighting more bad guys would have been nice. Instead of the villains on the island, let them live so that he could fight them later as a Punisher. I think that would have been more interesting, in my opinion. Yeah, a lot more action could have been needed, in my opinion. Yeah, we could have had a lot more action scenes in this film. I do wish for more action in the film. Maybe that's my only issue here with the movie. But despite that, it has a good story that doesn't disappoint me. Good dialogue in the film. Really good music score too. Such an underrated movie. I love this film. So my rating for The Punisher, starring Thomas Jane and John Travolta, my rating for this film, I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 stars and thumbs up for The Punisher 2004. So guys, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of The Punisher, starring Thomas Jane and Thomas Jane and John Travolta? Not the Flyers, John Travolta and Thomas Jane. What do you think of this film, in your opinion? Do you think it's underrated like I do? If you hate the movie, that's fine. We agree to disagree. I think it's an amazing movie. I think it's a great movie. You know, and there's CGI a little bit in the movie sometimes, but I see practical. It's very well shot, well made movie, in my opinion. Just a really good story. Yeah, really a great Punisher movie. Truly, how Punisher film should be done. It's just a shame that we didn't get more. We didn't get a sequel with Thomas Jane. I wish we had gotten that. You know, but either the movie didn't make money or there were just some issues on making the second movie. Maybe I've already screwed some things up. That's why we didn't get this movie. I get the sequel to this movie like it deserved. This definitely deserves a sequel in my opinion. But anyway, guys, my rating for this film for The Punisher starring Thomas Jane Travolta, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. And once again, my rating for this film is 5 stars. Tell me in the comments down below if you've seen The Punisher. What do you think of this film in your opinion? Awesome movie. So guys, stay tuned tomorrow. Hopefully I can do some reviews maybe Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Probably not Wednesday. Got a job review that day. But I'll have some reviews coming up hopefully. I want to. And next will be a revisit review for the 2004 superhero film, starring Tim McGuire, Alfred Molina, Kristen Dunst, James Franco, J.K. Simmons, and directed once again by Sam Raimi, and that came into this word, that is a revisit review for Spider-Man 2. So hopefully we'll swing into that soon. So see you guys later. Thanks for watching, like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Have a good day. Good night. Bye bye. Wherever you're at. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Sorry, my hair looks so crazy. Bye bye. Bye.